Keck over at AMP Futures. In today's video, we're going to go over the quotes widget within CQG Mobile, free web-based trading platform available at AMP Futures that's compatible with any device, whether it's a desktop PC or a mobile device. We're going to show you how to use the quotes widget, which gives you the ability to organize and delete and add different symbols that you may or may not trade, as well as linking those symbols to a chart. So let's get right into it. I'm going to bring up the platform here. And this is, I already have a quotes widget already open as you can see here. So the quotes widget is where you're going to do a lot of work in terms of looking at different information for different symbols, whether it's total volume, the bid, the ask price, high, the low, the open, settlement price. So there's a lot of different information that you can access from the quotes widget. So it's definitely highly recommended to utilize this widget as much as you can to be able to get charts as well and the ability to see and organize different instruments that you trade. So what we're going to show you first, if you for any reason don't have the quotes widget already open within your CQG Mobile workspace, let me show you first how to add one. So I'm going to add new widget here, and I'm going to scroll down and you'll see quotes under the quotes menu tab here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that, and this is what a fresh quotes page looks like. So pretty much you don't have any symbols added, so what you're going to have to start doing is start going in there and start adding some instruments. So I'm going to go ahead and just start add a few just randomly here. I'm going to do, for example, EP. That's the mini S&P 500. And now that when I add that, you can see there's a little comma that's placed there, so that's letting me know that that symbol is now added. Let's add a few more. So, for example, GCE, that's gold. Now, if you notice, I'm only typing in the symbol root, which is I'm not typing in the contract month and year. And what happens is CQG Mobile will automatically add the most active contract month in terms of the front contract month that is currently trading for that particular symbol. So let's say GCE, if I just go ahead and select GCE, I believe it's trading August. We'll see when we add it. And then let's say CLE, crude, I believe we're trading July, so I'm going to add that. And then we'll do one more. We'll do YM, which is the mini Dow. So basically, short answer, all you would have to do is just type in the symbol root. You don't necessarily have to type in the contract month and year. Unless you're specifically trying to trade a distant contract month outside of the front contract month, then you definitely want to type in the contract month and year. However, if you're just focused on the most active contract in terms of continuous front month contract, just make sure you just type in the symbol root and then use the auto-populated filter to select the contract that pulls up. So let me just add one more. EU6, for example, is the euro. And what I mean by auto-populated result, you can see the Euro FX has been auto-populated. So now I'm just going to left-click on that symbol, and now you can see those symbols are now added. So if I click OK, what it's going to do is you can see now it's added the symbols, and now you can see also there's a chart that is integrated within the quotes widget itself. So they are linked together. Now, this is something that I've noticed with a recent update with CQG Mobile. One thing I like about CQG is they're very proactive in improving their products and making changes to their product to make it better. So they definitely do listen to customer demands in terms of what functions that customers like to be added. And as long as it makes sense, they'll go ahead and get that done fairly quickly. So one of the things that I've noticed as of late is before you could not add a chart independently as just a chart on its own. You had to add a quotes widget in order for you to get access to the chart. As of late, now I see the ability to add charts independently on their own without the quotes widget. So that will be for a different video. I'll show you how to add that later. But for right now, let's focus on the quotes widget. Now, there is a way to get rid of the chart if you don't want the chart. If you click on the top right corner here where this little boxes with the three dots, that's going to be the preferences menu for the quotes widget. All right, so if you see the option right here, display chart, if you simply uncheck that option, now you just have specifically just the quotes widget itself without any chart linked to it. All right, for myself, I'll be honest with you, I like the chart because it gives me the ability to just click from one symbol to another and change the chart, which makes it pretty easy for myself to switch from one symbol to another. That's the main reason why I like it. However, it's all personal preference. The main thing is understanding if you don't want it, you can go ahead and click on the preferences button on the top right corner of the widget, and then you can see display chart. Just simply uncheck it, and the chart will go away. For now, I'm going to leave it on, and let's go ahead and go here now. Now, what I want to show you real quick is a couple things. Now, right now, there's only 4 columns. If you look at the original quotes widget that I had here, there's a lot more information displayed, and that's because there was some customizing that was done on this particular quotes widget. So if I go back to the quotes widget that I just created, it's very bare. There's not a whole lot of columns. So if you want to add more columns, perhaps there's more information that you'd like to see. For example, like the open, the close, the high, the low, settlement price, percentage of change of the day, things of that nature. Then you're going to want to go ahead and click on the preferences menu in the top right corner here. and then just go ahead and click on Manage Columns right here. All right, so when you click on Manage Columns, then you'll see that a list of different columns that you can apply or deselect if you don't want it. And how you know if it's activated is you can see there's a highlight to the ones that are currently on. So you can see the last trade price is activated, the bid price is activated, the ask, and net change of last trade. If you go down the list and see the ones that are kind of an off-shaded gray, and you can see that it's not highlighted, those are the ones that are not applied. So I definitely would be interested in seeing what the open is. And to activate, all you have to do is click the item to enable it. So if I click on it, now you can see that the open price is now highlighted, and you can also see now that it's added in the column itself. All right, so basically left click or click on the column to either disable or enable. So it's up to you what columns that you want displayed. Again, that boils down to personal preference. But the main thing is understanding how to turn them on and off. So I like the high. I definitely like the low. I like the last settlement price. And I would say total volume today would be pretty important. And we'll leave it there for now. And then, of course, the rest, you have different information that you can see. So just go down the list and pick and choose whichever columns that you want visible within the quotes widget. Now, another thing as well, if you want to change the order of appearance, so for example, right now, the open, high, low settlement, maybe I want to push this total volume a little further up the quotes widget. So what you're going to want to do is, if you notice on the right side here, there's this little 3 columns going left and right, and it says exactly drag item to reorder. So if I want to move, let's say, the total volume a little further up the quotes widget, I'm just going to drag it up, and once I'm satisfied with the display, I'm just going to drop it. So I'll drop it there, for example, and now you can see that the total volume has been moved a little further up the quotes widget. All right, so again, that's clicking on the Preferences menu, going to Manage Columns, and then you're going to be able to get in there and make your changes accordingly. So just make sure you check or uncheck whichever columns you do or do not want to see, and you can resize and or not resize, but reorder the columns by using the right side column here. As long as your cursor is a 4-sided arrow, then you have the go-ahead to drag the item to reorder. And that's pretty much how to organize columns. Now, if you go here and you go to Edit Symbols, this will take you back to the original list of contracts that we've already added. So, for example, if I don't want Euro, I can just simply hit the X, and now it's deleted. You can see it's gone. Or same concept with the columns. If I want to rearrange the order, you can go ahead and change that just by simply hovering your mouse cursor. And the same exact way how we organize the appearance in the column section when we were managing the different columns. So same concept when it comes to the instruments as well. And if you want to add symbols, you can always hit the Add Symbols button here. It takes you right back to that very same page that we were at initially when we created the quotes widget, and you're going to do the same thing. You're just going to type in the symbol. So for example, let's say DA6, which is the Australian dollar, and then we'll just go ahead and add that and click OK, and now you can see the Australian dollar is added within the quotes widget. All right, and then you can also save a list. So if you, let's say, compile a custom list that you've created, you can always go ahead and save it so you don't have to go back and create it every single time if you're, say, logging into a different computer or whatnot. However, this is cloud-based, so the great thing about it is when you make these changes, a lot of these changes are stored on the server, so no matter where you're logging in from, it's always going to look the same because those changes are stored on the server, and which is why a web-based platform is pretty cool, because everything is stored on the cloud, which means that nothing is local to the computer or the device that you're using, and therefore any changes or customization changes that you make are going to be stored on the server, and that will be carried with you anytime you log into a different device, wherever you are in terms of location. All right, and then if you go, a couple other things I want to show you. There are different ways of styles that you can display the quotes widget. So right now by default is the QSS style. If I click QB, kind of gives it more of a box format, and it gives you an open, high, low, last, and then the change of the day. So it's a little more straightforward. I personally like the QSS format style the best. It just looks a little more, kind of tailors to my style of how I like to look at things. The main thing is understanding, though, that you have the ability to change the different styles. So this is QB, for example. This is custom QB. Just gives you a bigger box display, a little more information. And in heat map, this is something that was just added not too long ago. Just basically, I mean, it's pretty cool, but it really just kind of gives you the percentage of change of the day and how many contracts have traded. I am not a fan of it because it doesn't give me as much information, but again, it's all personal preference. So I'm going to go back to QSS, and let me see what the show symbol actions here that does. I've never actually seen that. Okay, so the show symbol actions, let me just uncheck it just once more. Okay, so what show symbol actions does when you check this particular option, I actually kind of like it. What this will do will create a simple buy and sell ticket here, and then it'll also give you the ability to edit a selected symbol. So I find this convenient. For example, let's say we just rolled over from the June contract to September for the E-mini indexes. So let's just pretend, let me go ahead and do this real quick. I'm going to just change this symbol to the old June contract, which is now expired, so we're not going to get any data for it, but I just want to show you something real quick. All right, so you can see that it's not found because the contract is no longer tradable because it expired, I believe, last Friday. Now, let's say you want to update that contract. So let's say all you have to do is just highlight the symbol within the quotes widget. As you can see, it's highlighted. And then you're going to click the Edit Selected Symbol button here. And then all you have to do is just type in EPU6, which is the contract month that's correct. Click OK. And now you can see that symbol has been replaced. All right, so I'm a fan of this this particular option, Show Symbol Actions. If you uncheck it, see how it goes away. But I do like it because if you are, for example, just want to place a quick buy order or sell order, you can click this little buy button, and it brings up a simple trade ticket approach, which I'll demonstrate in a different video how to execute trades using this interface. But it just makes it easier for you to access trading tickets and also the ability to edit the symbol very easily. If you don't like it, then of course just uncheck the option, and otherwise it'll go away. And for the most part, this is pretty much the quotes widget. Very simple, very easy to use, really designed for the purpose of looking at different instruments and different information for the instruments, as well as looking at the chart as well. So you have the chart that's linked to the quotes widget. Now, I won't cover the chart. I'm going to say that for a different video. I'd like to keep the videos short and sweet. But for the most part, this is pretty much the quotes widget within CQG Mobile. If you have any questions about this, feel free to call our 24-hour support team. We're available to you around the clock at 312-893-6400 extension 1. Gets you transferred directly to our help desk. Otherwise, guys, definitely stay up to date on our YouTube channel. We're very active. www.youtube.com/AMP Futures. Again, that's www.youtube.com/AMP Futures. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you in the next video, and happy trading.